Welcome back to the Who is Will Sims podcast. It's been a minute since I've done a solo episode, but I figure I'd give you guys an update on how I'm doing, what's going on. Real quick, I just want to thank everybody who's been listening and everyone who's come on the podcast. There's no guarantee of any sort of gain by doing this. It's just fun to talk to people and learn about what they got going on, and try to make some connections with people. But I'm hoping this thing turns into something that people will listen to and people will be interested in. And I'm doing it for me because I think that it's good for me to have something like this. I think hopefully it'll connect with some people out there. I'm going to read a post I made the other day on the Book of Faces. Just, something that, every now and then I just got to put something up, like a post up that's just kind of says where my head's at. If I'm struggling with some shit, sometimes throwing a post like that up just helps get it out, and so I want to read it because I feel like I got a pretty big response from the people I care about. And it's not like all doom and gloom. There's some positivity in there, but basically here it is. So, I have no fear when it comes to music. I'll write about whatever I feel I need to write about. I'll open myself up in every way. But I'm full of fear when it comes to living. Fear of telling someone how I feel, fear of just being myself, fear of disappointing others. And maybe that's because of the people I've chosen to surround myself with. Maybe it's because of my past experiences when it comes to making myself vulnerable to someone or pushing myself to try something new and being told to stop. But I've come to realize that most people are insecure, or they're full of crap, or they don't know what they're doing, and they're just projecting their frustration onto you. But I will continue to follow my instincts because they've gotten me here, and I may not be entirely happy with where I'm at. I'm still proud of a lot of the things I've accomplished in my life, and I'll keep pushing as long as I can, despite the constant feeling that the universe wants me to fail. So that's the post. The thing that constantly I think about is just feeling like the universe is just working against me all the time. Like if I try to, I'm trying to do like something that I think is an easy task and I feel like it's unreasonably difficult, like something as simple as, like unwrapping a cable or something. Like if a cable's all tangled up and it's just a mess, or I'm just like trying to get something done. I'm constantly tripping over stuff, or I feel like, or my favorite's when I'm like in a hurry and I'm walking and like my jacket pocket gets caught on like a doorknob, and it's like the universe is going like, yeah, you can't even walk out a door. Like, it's like, that's my universe voice, by the way. That's what the universe sounds like when it's just ruining my day. Like there are things out there that you can't control, and there's things that no matter how hard, there's times where like no matter how hard you fight, you're going to lose, but the thing, and I can accept that, I can accept those things, but sometimes it feels like it's those little things where it's like, why do I even need to deal with this crap? Like this is ridiculous, So just know that, it's a struggle out there. We're all trying to make it. Sometimes if someone's being a piece of crap to you, it's probably because they're in one of those zones at the moment where they feel like life's just beating down on them. And I think we could all, I wish we could all, be more understanding of that in our respect. There's still no excuse for how some people drive on the road. Unless you're literally racing to go do open heart surgery. I'm going to save somebody's life, but I doubt that's what these people are doing out here. I think they all think they're Vin Diesel in Fast and the Furious, but But, you know, maybe that's the thing that brings them joy, you know. So I try to look at the positive side of it, you know, but like, you know, I just, sometimes people are putting everybody else at risk because they want to get where they're going 10 seconds faster, you know. So that's pretty much what I got to say about that. You know, it's been a few months since my last update. You know, I've had guests on. That's been great. I'd be happy if I could keep doing that. But you know, so I'd like to do a few more of these like little update things, talk about what's going on in the world. Mostly entertainment stuff. I'm not a big politics guy. I'm not happy about the election that's coming. I think that it's going to be a bummer no matter what. I think there's going to be a lot of discourse. I think people are going to be mad at each other. It doesn't feel like, here I am talking about politics. It doesn't feel like there's a good choice, you know, and there's going to be people out there go, well, Trump's the obvious choice. And there's going to be people out there that go, well, Biden's the obvious choice. And I don't think either of them are good choices. I think, and not necessarily because one's better than the other. It's really just, I feel like the discourse and the chaos that's caused by them running, you know, people arguing with each other, fighting with each other over what arguably is like going to have very little impact on our daily lives, you know. You know, like I don't really feel like there's a politician out there, at least that I know of, that really wants to change things for, you know, people in my, you know, tax bracket or people that are really struggling, you know, out there. But, you know, that's just how I feel. You know, maybe I'll be wrong. I'm happy to admit if I'm wrong, but people will tell me I'm wrong like they're fucking, you know, clairvoyants and they know what the future's going to be like. The thing is that we've seen both these guys be presidents, and nothing that either of them have done have really made that big of an impact to like lower class people. You know, but hey, what you gonna do? We're all struggling out here. So, anyways, all right, let's get into some entertainment stuff, because you know there's been a lot of stuff that I've consumed over the past few months. So we'll start with some movies. First one I want to talk about is the only movie I've seen in theaters this year yet. I almost went and saw Madam Web because I really do like supporting the Marvel movies, but I just heard it was bad and it wasn't. And, you know, it's not often that like when Morbius came out, some people crapped on it and acted like it was the worst thing ever made. And some people were like, it was all right. And I went and saw it and I thought it was all right. I thought it was an entertaining movie. I didn't think it was amazing, you know, but like in terms of what I was expecting something along the lines of Venom. Venom was a little more entertaining because of Tom Hardy, but still not a great movie. But I just heard Madam Web was trash, and I was like, I'm not going to spend my money on that. I'll go bootleg it or something. That's not an admission of guilt. So yeah, but the only movie I've seen is The Beekeeper. Me and my buddy Mike went and saw it with Jason Statham, and it was really good. I liked it a lot. You know, I don't think it's going to win any awards, but it was nice to see Jason Statham play like a character like that again. He kind of reminded me of The Transporter a little bit, where he was kind of like, I'm just trying to do my job. Like, I don't want to start shit, but if you start shit, I'm going to F you up. And that was kind of the vibe of this movie. He really, it was his job to set things right, and he did. And he did it in glorious fashion. You know, so, and it was good fight scenes, good action, lots of creative set pieces, and I liked it a lot. So that was good. I watched a few movies on Netflix. None of these are particularly new. I think the newest one was that movie 65 with Adam Driver, where it's like he's like it's kind of like it's the future, but it's really in the past, and he lands on Earth, and it's like the dinosaurs and stuff, and he's got like these futuristic weapons. And it was fun. It was an entertaining movie. Adam Driver always delivers in terms of performance. They could have did a little bit better with some of the tension and stuff. Sometimes you're like, this guy's got this futuristic gun. How am I supposed to like feel in danger? It's like one time where his ammo runs low, but you never really feel like something's going to happen to him. So, but it was good. I liked it. Just like an interesting concept, and and some good performances. Another movie I watched finally was Us, which is it was Jordan Peele's. It was the movie he did after Get Out, and it was good. It was creepy. Had an interesting premise. A lot of stuff happened in it that I didn't expect. Yeah, good, solid horror movie. And then I watched The Devil All the Time, which was, I think, I don't know if it was a Netflix movie, but it did come out on Netflix. But it had like a bunch of people like Tom Hardy and like, kind of like one of those casts where you're like, oh, I know that guy, oh, I know that guy, but it ultimately didn't land that well with me. Like I felt like they were trying to do like it was like an old style like Western, but but it was kind of really more about just these how it really felt like it was just about how like these religious people were like kind of shitty, and how that like affects the main characters and the things they do. And at the end I was kind of like, that was kind of a waste. I didn't really enjoy it that much. I mean, the actors give great performances. Like I think Robert Pattinson's in it. He plays this preacher that's kind of a dick, and he gives a good performance. He's doing his job. Tom Holland, he's all right in it. I want to say, like, I'm not trying to bash him. I love the guy, but he's got this like, it's like Peter Parker with a Southern accent. So it was just kind of funny. But yeah, it was all right. And then Emily the Criminal with Aubrey Plaza. Great, I loved it. It was a more serious role for her, which is cool. Like, I think she's hilarious. She was one of the funniest, character actors I've seen. Like when she was on Parks and Rec, I couldn't get enough of her. And then, she's done a bunch of other stuff where she's just, hilarious. So that was a good movie to see her like get to flex her dramatic abilities. So definitely want to check out more of her stuff. All right, in the world of TV, I haven't like watched a lot of shows. I did recently finish rewatching the original X-Men cartoon. Gearing up for X-Men '97, which I'm excited for. But a couple things I watched. I did watch What If Season 2. I know I did the Marvel ranking video, and it was fun. What If Season 2 didn't really like move the ticker for me for the What If show. There was a couple good episodes, and then there was a couple that was just kind of like, that was fun. But like in terms of like what if concepts, they were just kind of goofy to me. It was like clear that they were like, let's get these out of the way so we can do some really good ones next time. Like, and they recently dropped like, I feel like they knew that because like a week after the show dropped, they were like, here's the ideas for What If Season 3. And I was like, those actually seem like really cool what if ideas. So looking forward to that. There's been some cool trailers that dropped. The Fallout trailer looks good. Based on a video game. The Last of Us TV show, I watched that last year when it was airing. That was an amazing show. So hoping they can keep the video game adaptation train rolling with this Fallout show. The Overwatch movie, not the Overwatch, silly. The Borderlands movie also looks really entertaining, but we'll see how that pans out. They're kind of pushing Kevin Hart as like this lead, like serious character, and so we'll see how that works. Speaking of Kevin Hart, I did just watch the Kevin Hart Chris Rock documentary, which was just kind of like them. It was just comedy related, talking about their their journeys and their, you know, the ways they approach comedy, and it was really nice. Had like a lot of like other comics that talked about their you know their experiences with these guys, and it was a good time. Like nothing too mind bending. It was fun. You get to hear some funny jokes. It's really just cool to kind of see these guys BSing around. So that was cool. I also did watch the Matt Rife special on Netflix, which I know people like love him or people hate him, but I think he's a good guy. Like, I remember seeing some of his things pop up on social media and being like, like that guy's good. Like, he does really good crowd work, and then he also has like some good jokes. But he's definitely like, he does remind me of Dan Cook in the sense of like his style, his comedy style feels like kind of modern, and he's kind of like a handsome guy. So like a lot of people are gonna hold that against him, and and like it's there's I understand like why people wouldn't be into him, like just based on his comedy. Like he's kind of does like the I'm a pretty boy and I know it, like kind of jokes with it, and a lot of people aren't into that. But I do love when he like works on the crowd and he's not afraid to say like kind of mean stuff to people, but he's just joking around. But it was an all right special. It was a good time. I like some of the Netflix ones he did. I'm sorry, not Netflix. The YouTube ones he did. He did some YouTube ones that were really cool. All right. Speaking of shows, like my brother's been telling me about Shogun. A couple people have told me about Shogun, so I need to check that out. There's a few shows I need to get caught up with. I'm trying to like wrap up some of the ones that I'm in the middle of now. I'm still like trying to finish Happy. That's one of those shows, like I could see why they canceled it. Like it was good and it was crazy, but like that second season, or second or third season, or whatever one I'm on, like it's just really out there, and like sometimes it's just hard to like stay focused on it. But like there's some really crazy shit they do in that show. So yeah, it's funny. All right. So let's talk about some music. So I just want to talk about Amberlin for a second. They just did their really cool live stream. It's called Adapt or Die, and it's really like kind of like a farewell to Steven, who was their singer. I don't know if you can still watch it or not. I'm kind of doing a quick search right now to see if it's still watchable. I think it was on Veeps, and they're one of those bands, like, I feel like they should have been bigger than they were. Like, they wrote a lot of really great songs, and it is up. So if you go to Veeps, you can buy, like, a ticket, and it's available for 24 hours to stream Adapt or Die, Steven's final North American show. And then they either went to Australia or they're going to Australia. I didn't get a chance to see. I think they already did, but that was, like, his actual final live shows with the band, which I know they said that before. They said that they were breaking up, and then they came back, and I was happy for that. But they're a really solid band. Regardless of the fact, like I'm not as much like I do think the new singer's good. I've heard some of the songs he's done that are new, and they're good. I'm not sure how much I feel about how he performs the old Amberlin stuff, because like Steven's performances were so raw and emotional. Like you get another singer in there, it just kind of feels like someone doing karaoke, So it's a matter of, is this guy going to deliver the emotion and the energy that Steven had when he's singing those songs? So we'll see if he gets there. The guy can hit the notes for sure, which like Steven hit some gnarly notes when he was singing, so I'm hoping this guy lives up to it. Matty something, I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the name, but he came out and did a few songs with them at the in this stream, so you can kind of, if you check it out, it's definitely worth it. There's a couple other streams on Veeps too I want to check out. Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds has one up there that I'm going to watch. And so does, Noel No Gallagher's High Flying Birds. They have one on a different thing, but I can't remember. It's a different streaming network. Rob Thomas has one on Veeps though that I want to check out. He did one for the Sidewalk Angels show that he does every year, and it's like a fundraiser for like animal shelters and stuff like that. So, yeah, definitely check those out. And then I want to give a shout out to some locals here because there's some amazing talent in this region, and some of them are doing really well, which I'm happy to see because they're writing some really great stuff. My friend Denice is just released her first solo record, and it is beautiful and it is amazing, and you should definitely check it out. Let me look up the name of it real quick because I'm blanking on that. It is called A Light from a Dark Room. So that's on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to music. Check that out. It's amazing. She also has an awesome live performance on Treetop Studio. You can check that out on YouTube. And then there's another singer who I recently discovered. Her name is Daphne Eckman. She also released her solo record, which is also amazing. A beautiful singer-songwriter record. It's got elements of country. It's got elements of indie. And she also just has like a really interesting like vocal and writing style that I think is really exciting and fun. So go check those out if you want to cry and just, sit in your room alone and just feel some music, because I like to do that. In other news, I'm excited about this new Superman movie. The cast looks great. I know that there's been rumors circulating about it for a while. It wasn't. There was a lot of rumors circulating, but there was like kind of stuff that was basically like, we're pretty sure this is happening. But I was happy to see like Nicholas Holt's going to be Lex Luthor, hoping that he kicks ass as that role. Like he looks the part. I've seen that dark side of him, so I'm ready to see him bring that to life. And then we finally got the Fantastic Four casting news, which was kind of like the worst kept secret in Hollywood. Like, I think we had that news like 6 months ago, and then they were like, "We're announcing it, big surprise," and everyone's like, "Yeah, we knew that." So, I think since I did this, they announced that E3 is dead, which is sad. That used to be like Comic-Con for games, but I guess, with the way the internet, I guess with how COVID played out and the internet, like everyone's just kind of doing like streams to announce their new games, and it seems like that's more accessible to a lot of people. And so the idea of getting together to do these video game conferences is kind of becoming less of a thing. And, besides, Comic-Con's kind of becoming this place where everybody sort of like congregates anyway to do these sort of nerd event type things. So it's one of those things like you kind of hope for a little bit more of a like those opportunities to get together and party with people, but at the end of the day, like I think we're kind of moving forward in some ways, and in other ways, we're kind of losing some stuff that was really cool, So that's the entertainment stuff I got for you. I want to say thanks to all the people that have been coming on the podcast. I've had a lot of local musicians. Brad was on the first episode, which was the first interview episode, which was like really big deal because his podcast, the Mouthful of Graffiti podcast, or the MOG, that was one of the first times I got to do like a podcast that I really enjoyed. It didn't feel like an interview. It felt like we were just having a good time talking. And he asked really great questions, and I was really fun, like, talking about the stuff we talked about, and also Brett also had a really great podcast. He's the Part-Time Rockstar podcast. He he's another guy that's like really trying to do stuff for people in the scene, like offer them good good video content for like a reasonable price. You know, it's tough when you're like at the level that I'm at, where you're like really trying to break through and build an audience, and you got to choose between like, do I make a music video or do I record my next single? You know, and that's kind of the struggle. Sometimes, you know, I'm lucky I have a good job. I play music enough that I can kind of do a little of both. I've also kind of ventured more into that video realm where I can kind of do more of it myself now. So I don't have to hire other people. I mean, I try to when I can, but you know, that's just, you know, part of the you know, the game out here. You know, and then I had Derek Credito and Taylor Gomoliski, and just some great local musicians. Jeff Martin's another guy. Like, have so much respect for that guy. He's always been cool to me. He's given me opportunities to work and learn and grow. And you know, I'm happy to see Visors taking off. You know, Taylor has been playing keys with me at some shows recently. We're doing a bunch of shows this year where originally I was going to play by myself acoustic, and I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I wanna step it up a little bit. You know, like playing acoustic guitar can be by yourself can be boring sometimes. Not doing it. Like, I love playing and singing, but I feel like for a listener, it's like, hey, cool. There's a guy there. He's playing a song, and if you're lucky, you can surprise them with the song they're not expecting you to be able to sing. But you know, you have a keyboard player. You know, there's room for there to be leads and some exciting things happening, and it's kind of free form, and Taylor really brings that energy to it that I think it needed. Yeah, so and then of course I had Michael Spedden on, and he's an actor. He's also a musician, but you know, it was kind of like cool interview. Like, I love movies and I love film, and I would love to do acting I would love to be an actor one day, you know, if it's ever possible. You know, I'd love to be an actor or be, you know, in a show or something, like, to some degree. I always hoped that I would have success in music, and then I would just like sidestep into acting, like, you know, like some musicians have done. But you know, he's gotten to do like some really cool shows. Like, you know, he wasn't like. He didn't have like the hugest parts, but it's still like cool that he got to be on Gotham, and it's cool that he's gotten to be in like some Netflix shows and stuff. Like, you know, that's stuff that, you know, like you got to do, and you know, when you look back, you think like, hey, like, there I am, like I'm always going to be in that thing, you know. You know, you kind of hope that, you know, as a legacy, that's something that that will last, and people will see you and be like, oh, you know, that was him. And so that's cool. And I've got some more interviews coming up soon with some musicians. I'm trying to get some other people on. Yeah, things are exciting over here. I've got the Maryland Day Festival's coming up. That's Saturday, March 23rd. If you're looking for something fun to do, it's an all-day thing. Starts at noon. It's down at Power Plant Live in Baltimore. There's like a bunch of different bars that have food, and they're gonna all have local bands in them on all the different stages. I'm gonna be running the stage at Lucky's Tavern, and we're gonna have some amazing bands on there. I'm playing around 3:00, and there's tons of vendors and food trucks, and there's gonna be lots of Maryland themed merchandise you can buy. So yeah, if you're around and you're looking for a way to have a fun weekend, that's the way to go. So be on the lookout for that. Also check out my website, whoiswillsims.com, for my upcoming shows, or follow me on any of my social medias. My username is whoiswillsims. You know, facebook.com, whoiswillsims, twitter.com, whoiswillsims. I try to keep my schedules posted and updated. I've got lots of different gig offers coming in, so, you know, hoping to get around. I'm hitting North Carolina this year. I'm hitting Georgia. I'm hitting Delaware, Virginia. Lots of places I haven't hit before, so be on the lookout. So that's going to do it for today. Thanks for tuning in. This is Will Sims, and party on.